Wait. Did he steal Catherine? Sumio is really dead. I thought that he'd be fine after the day reset, but I guess he's not. Sumio is really dead. you were a good guy, Sumio. And Sue, I think, was at least complacent in your murder. I can't believe it. All we can do now is save. I mentioned briefly earlier that this bore some resemblance to, or it gave me some sense of Twin Peaks. I could get a whiff of Twin Peaks off of this. Twin Peaks has almost become a genre of its own now. A small, isolated place, home to lots of strange characters, and then investigators come from outside to try and solve the mystery there. We have this, and of Twin Peaks, of course. Persona 4, Gravity Falls, The Wicker Man, Deadly Premonition, of course. And now this. Though true, in Gravity Falls, the investigators were not the protagonists. They were, or the federal investigators weren't. Excuse me? Oh. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing for you to request, actually. I'm sorry. Sorry, I assumed that, Remy. Maybe water? Oh, Darjeeling. Where are we relative to the hotel? I suppose we're behind it. This story has really bucked my expectations in a major way. I can't believe that Sumio is gone. He was a bit of a goofball, sure, but he was our goofball. It's very uncommon for a game to have you play as a character for that long and then just kill them off like that. Yeah, this must be the back of the hotel. We can't go up any further that way, though. So we're gonna go this way instead. I'm really kind of speechless. This is just so... well... unexpected. I didn't really think terribly much of it when we saw Sumio be shot and thrown off the roof, because I figured that time would reset and the day would pass and then we'd see Sumio again. But instead, don't worry, Sumio. They're not gonna get away with this. I do think it's a bit ridiculous that these federal investigators didn't even bring bicycles, though. Time is not flowing normally, huh? I'd really have a hard time believing that when the day is clearly not the same day over and over. The characters keep pointing this out. I suppose it might be a metaphor for something, or it's there to establish a mood. It's hard to say with these things. To the shopping center then, huh? It was, across a drawbridge you went, right? So this must be the way to the shopping center. The terrorist has an eye patch, though, so it's not somebody we've met. I expect that the terrorist still might be that person Toriko remarked was evil. We haven't seen him since then, unless that was him on the roof, shooting Sumio in the head and all. So that's what the lighthouse looks like in broad daylight. I think there's something interesting about lighthouses. In the ancient world, the tallest building in the Mediterranean world anyway, was the Pharos, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Of course, it wasn't very tall by contemporary standards, our contemporary standards. By its contemporary standards, like I said, it was the tallest. I don't know that they're entirely sure how the Romans managed to build it to project its light quite well enough. It's probably some setup involving mirrors and a torch, but it was one of the wonders of the ancient world. The Pharos was, up there with the Colossus of Rhodes and a variety of other things. Of course, some of those, like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, probably didn't exist. Is that the shopping center? I'm surprised that there's something on this island that urban. Yeah, that sure is a shopping center. Very modern looking. The curve of the roof is very stylish. It's a bit avant-garde. A bit Art Deco, I guess I should say, not avant-garde. Although it would have been avant-garde at some point. Where he could have met Charboni. Maybe Stefan is aware of the terrorist plot and came here to try and do something about it. Alternatively, he's part of the plot. You know what he told Sumio about not just doing what people ask him? Sumio could have escaped this if he hadn't went to the roof like Sue said. You're a pretty eccentric person yourself, actually. It's odd that the shopping center is completely deserted, but... Of course, it's also odd that this music is playing. This doesn't seem appropriate at all. Come on, Step. I thought you were basically a cool guy. A little weird, sure, but only a little. Not horrifically, extremely weird or anything. But you know what? Maybe you're the one behind all this. Maybe you're the terrorist coming from overseas again. This federal agent is dressed like Lupin the Third. Or he would be if it weren't for the sunglasses. What are we even doing? I mean, where is he? This can't be the whole shopping center either. Clearly this was a multi-story place looking at it from the outside. And its Art Deco roof. Well, Where is he? I think we've been down every aisle in here. I haven't even caught the slightest glimpse of the guy. Oh no, he's having us run around, isn't he? He's trying to trick us, make us look around in here when really he's back outside. We can't go back outside, so it's irrelevant that I thought that. Apparently, you can walk by holding down B. Step heard us, and that's why we weren't able to catch him. Personally, I didn't hear any noise from this man running around. I haven't memorized his name yet. Yoshimitsu or something like that, isn't it? Step. Step, where are you, Step? What? Well, we found him. One perspective on the matter, I suppose. What? What? You're still on about this. Well, I guess it's good that they're friends enough they can joke around like that. So this is the bomb that they were smuggling onto a plane, is it? A bomb on a plane. And the bomb is a man. but it still caught the plane. Yeah? So that's what's left of the Spice Shop shopping center, huh? What? Excuse me? It sounds like Edo. It's the mastermind. Sand dance shot. Kamui Uehara. It's a man who's turning back time. It's not a natural phenomenon, it's a person. You're a drinker, are you, Edo? In your line of work, I understand why it might get to you after a while, being polite day in and day out. Giving everyone that smile, whether you think they deserve it or not. But maybe Sumio can be saved somehow. At the time of editing this Let's Play, I still haven't played the Silver Case, though I plan to. But it and Flower, Sun, and Rain are part of the same Kill the Past series, All of the games have been released in English, except for Moonlight Syndrome. I've been doing a small amount of research trying to figure out how Flower, Sun and Rain might connect to Suda Goichi's other games. FSR is really the odd one out. Moonlight Syndrome and the Silver Case seem to be brutal horror stories. Skimming a description of the Silver Case, I noticed talk of child rape, suicide bombers, serial killers, and that kind of, unpleasant thing. It's a big shift from that to goofy comedy, masked wrestlers, and asinine number puzzles. Killer 7 returns to horror or something pretty close, but it's an action rather than adventure game. I worry Sumio is not in good company. Well, then, he clearly isn't. In the Silver Case, Sandance Shot is apparently the head of a political party called the FSO. It isn't too far removed from a criminal gang. However, by the time of these adventures on Lost Pass Island, this party has disbanded. When Toriko confronts Sandance Shot, she calls him Kamui Uehara. At least we can be sure who this is. He's a serial killer, and apparently the big bad in the Silver Case. Kamui is certainly a suggestive name. Kamui is an Ainu word for their deities. Yayoi Hanayama is thought to be Yayoi Itsushima from Moonlight Syndrome. They look enough alike, because, low-res graphics. And since Yayoi was involved in at least one brutal murder in Moonlight Syndrome, it makes sense she'd hide her identity. Sumio is more confusing. There's a young man named Sumio in Moonlight Syndrome, where he's a sleazy jerk. Yayoi apparently seduces him. That might explain why she flirts with Mondo Sumio so much. In fact, Yayoi is a rather brutal villain, luring the protagonist to a rapist and working for some kind of murderous evil god, who incidentally has silver eyes, which are a rather important plot element in Flower, Sun and Rain. But the Moonlight Syndrome Sumio dies in a murder-suicide, so he mustn't be the same Sumio as the one I know and love. The Silver Case features someone named Kodai Sumio, who is physically identical to Mondo Sumio, but Kodai is a deaf Japanese policeman specializing in heinous crimes, anguished over childhood trauma. I assumed the Silver Case in the title could be Catherine, but no, it's apparently a criminal case, not the kind you carry. Toriko is mentioned in the Silver Case, though. She's the daughter of one of Sumio Kodai's partners, Kusabi Tetsugoro. As for why she can make supernatural deals with a serial killer and has a talking pet pink crocodile named Christine, who knows? I certainly don't. I'm still not really quite sure what happens at the end of Flower, Sun and Rain, but some of this information might just come together to help us make some more sense of these events, which, to some extent, definitely are just supposed to annoy the player. Some elements of Flower, Sun and Rain moved on to appear elsewhere in Kill the Past 2. And of all places, Edo McAllister even appears in Killer 7.
Welcome to the Union, sir. How many nights will you be staying with us?
Actually, I'm meeting someone.
Oh, Mr. Smith. We've been expecting you. The top floor. Please use the elevator in the back.
How do you know my name?
I remember all the faces of our guests. Even your bag, sir.
Huh?